take a plane to another plane, to another plane, to another plane, bumping Baka not nice while I'm trapping in the rain.
All right, we're rolling here on episode number 44 with my man Kely Hendrix.
That's me.
Yeah, I'm super happy to have you, man. It's it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to chop it up with you for a while, and we've been talking about scheduling this for a bit. So super happy to finally have you on the show, and super happy to just be able to finally have a conversation with you as well, because I'm a fan of what you do, and I fuck with you, man. So introduce yourself to the people and those who may not know.
My name is Kely Hendrix. I'm from Niagara. I make music, short films, and just stuff like that, you know. That's what I do.
Wonderful. Very humble introduction from the man. And you can tell when you listen to him that that's his attitude, man. And I fucks with your content because you have a very positive messaging behind what you do. And that's something that I share. I try to also have a positive message and kind of talk about real life and how I feel about life. Even on songs that are a little bit more fun, the content can be introspective and can be sort of like, looking at things philosophically or whatever. So, I fuck with your content in the sense that it's very chill, but if you're listening to the lyrics, you're also saying a lot. I appreciate that about you, man. Yeah.
Thank you. Are you working on anything lately?
Yeah, I have like a 7-track album I'm kind of putting the finishing touches on right now, and I might add a little bit more to it. So I'm probably putting that out March, April kind of thing.
That's dope, man.
Yeah. So I did a bunch of songs, and then I kind of whittle it down to the ones that I really feel are top notch. And then the ones that get put aside, I might end up using for something else later, or touching them up later or something,
You ever record some songs and you're just like, I'm not feeling it. Like in the moment you're feeling it, and then later on you listen and you're like, nah, I'm not feeling it. Like,
oh hell yeah, man.
I feel like I've been doing that a lot lately. Like I have 2 tracks I'm really happy with. Chi Ali is my most recent one. That's not on Spotify or YouTube, just on SoundCloud. But
okay.
I have a new one coming out. It's called Rapture. Doing a video for that in the next 2 weeks.
Nice.
So that's something I'm working on right now. Also have a short horror film coming out in the next couple months. Pluto Hand's going to be in it. He's playing an important role in that. So yeah, it's called Chords. It's about a musician. Nobody really takes him serious, and he goes crazy and kills everybody, to sum it up.
Yeah, that's super dope. I didn't know you were into doing short films and whatnot. So when you mentioned that at the beginning, I was going to ask you about that. And shout out to Pluto as well, because he's who put me on game when it comes to Kely Hendrix. He definitely showed me your stuff, and I was like, fuck, I need to meet this guy. I need to work with this guy. So have you always done short films, or is this sort of your first venture into that?
This is new. I was inspired in I would say August, September.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching horror movies for a long time, since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So Halloween is my favorite, for those of you who don't know that. Just slashers, man, just old school slashers. I really like them. I like John Carpenter. Shout out to John Carpenter. He might not see this, but if he does,
that would be super cool if he did. You could come on the show too, John Carpenter.
Hey,
if you want.
Rob Zombie too. You can come on the show.
Rob Zombie's dope as fuck. I gotta agree though. Like out of Jason, Freddie, and Michael Myers had the dopest movies back in the day for sure. Yeah. Like I fucked with Halloween over Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street for sure.
I feel like he definitely influenced a lot of filmmakers. John Carpenter.
Yeah, and a lot of the elements that I like about horror films, like some horror films are like, oh my god, I can't. Like you sit through it,
like you just laugh at them. You're like, this is corny.
Yeah, exactly. You can't even classify it as horror, right?
You can't even get that 20-30 minutes back that you watched. So
you're fucked. But really, really good ones. I find, Halloween has shares a lot of those elements that I personally love in horror films. It's more subtle in how it's in your face and subtle at the same time.
Yeah.
It was very eerie.
Shout out Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode. That's my dog right there.
Hey, that's what's up. I appreciate that. A lot of big name A-list
Oh, yeah.
shout outs on the show today. God damn. Kely Hendrix
Yeah.
is bringing in the big circle.
Got to put him out there. You got to put him out there.
You never know, man. You really never know. So are you going to end up connecting music and filmmaking, or do you have plans of doing that? Or are you just sort of dabbling film in as a completely separate endeavor right now?
No, I'm gonna. Every short film I release, I'm just gonna put on Kely Hendrix YouTube channel. See
No,
where
that's
it
dope.
goes. Yeah,
That's sick. That's a good idea, man.
I'm trying to branch off. Not just do music. I also want to do streaming on Twitch, like video game streaming,
Okay, yeah.
like
That works for a lot of people, man.
Call of Duty, Dead by Daylight, stuff like that. This is the setup I'm actually at right now is my buddy's setup. He's a streamer on Twitch. Smutty _Shinobi. Check him out.
That's a great name.
He's good. He's fun.
Smutty Shinobi.
And he's decent at video games too, so it helps.
Yeah, no. See, that's why I got a good personality for it and shit, but I'm shit at video games. People get angry watching me play games. I'm still having fun. You know what I mean? But they're like,
as long as you're having fun, man.
Yeah, they're like, yo, I can't watch you, man. This is painful. It depends on the game. Some games I'm all right, but not enough to be a streamer. But that's good, man. You gotta try to dip in a different avenue. That's kind of why I'm doing a podcast. Like, I went to school for broadcasting.
Yeah.
And I, did an apprenticeship at a radio station. The radio station shut down. I was like, fuck this. Like, media.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the media game is tough because there's so many like college and university programs for it, and so many people graduating every year, and just so few jobs. The job market was dwindling every year for that shit because it all has been monopolized under like Rogers or whoever, and all like the small local stations have all been bought up by like iHeart, and it's all monopolized and shit. So the job market kept getting smaller, and the amount of people graduating is like huge, especially in Southern Ontario, Toronto area. It's just like massive for that.
Oh yeah, it's
pretty
Toronto. Toronto's big for everything, man.
Yeah. So the competition's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't really for me, but now that, the sort of podcast era is upon us, I'm like, fuck, I can use all the shit I learned in school just for myself and just do it. You know what I mean? I could still do it.
Yeah.
I don't have to go by any format or whatever. That was the other thing I didn't like, was that, in order, you really had to pay your dues, like doing shit under a specific format, learning a specific style of like, hello, welcome. And this is the, talk radio.
Yeah.
You gotta play the game and shit. And like, I just like doing more casual stuff.
Yeah.
And then, when you're in school for that, they try to tell you, you got to pay your dues, learn the rules, this, that, or the other. And now here we are, like all these years later, and what does everybody listen to? Just casual conversation with no commercials, no ads, no like setup, no,
Yeah.
So it's been cool for me to be able to do that, and also sort of connect it to the music thing as well, and be able to network with other artists this way, which is great.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your goal this year? Like, what are you striving for?
Man, it's I just want to be able to monetize what I do, essentially. What I love to do. I've been doing it for far too long, alongside 9-to-5s and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my job, due to layoffs during the COVID thing. I've always had jobs my whole life. This is the first time I've been like jobless for an extended time.
Yeah.
In this time, I've created some of the best, in my opinion, some of my favorite stuff I've ever done. Some of it's come out, some of it hasn't. So I feel like, now sort of a time for me to, especially with it being extremely difficult to find a job now, with most businesses getting shut down and everything, like we're, so rather than stress myself out trying to find another 9-to-5, I'm really trying to figure out how to monetize the music, the podcast, all of this stuff one way or another. I've never been a business savvy person. So my goal for 2021 is really to be able to say that I've made a step forward, even if I have to get another job to really live, you know what I mean? To be able to say that I've got some income from my music and my podcast and all the shit that I put so much time and energy into. you know, so far, yeah, I've made little bits here and there, but nothing to be able to say that I'm even close. Like if I went on Shark's Tank right now and they were like, how much have you put into this versus how much you've gotten out of it?
Yeah.
It would laugh me out of the fucking room. You know what I mean? Like to the end of the day, I'm a dreamer, right? So,
Mhm.
but this year I really want to figure out how to do it. So that's kind of my personal goal right now.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Yeah, mine's just mind, body, and spirit, man. That's what I'm focused on every
Well,
year.
that's major as well. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
every year. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was just a cocky little kid, man, with a huge ego. And when my son was born in June, I feel like it changed me, man. You know, like
Well, congratulations, man.
I appreciate that. But like my ego just toned down, you know, and he played a huge role in that. Like looking at him, I'm like, okay, now this is my project. Now I have to make you better than I was, and
Right.
potentially better than I can ever be. So
You're not what matters most anymore.
no, exactly. He's first now. So
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that, and a lot of people that I know who've had kids have been like, yo, you need to have a kid, man, because it's gonna like and I know that I do, you know, I'm at that age too where I really want to do it. You know, and I tell my girl the same thing. I'm like, man, like
let's do
I
it.
want to experience
COVID babies.
Exactly, man. There's gonna be a new boom. We got baby boom part 2.
Big
And
time.
yeah, and you know what? It's a form of ego death, right? Because
Yeah.
your ego is sort of the mechanism that puts you first and that looks out for you, and that really separates you from others in a way,
Yeah.
and separates you from even your own loved ones, because you put up all sorts of defense mechanisms your whole life because of this, that, or the other, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I've always sort of, and I'm sure you can probably agree, like I've always sort of been on the spiritual path in a way. You know, the path of dissolving my ego and the path of you know, dare I say enlightenment, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like something as major as having a child, creating new life, the growth that somebody must get from that. I mean, everybody says you feel a love you've never felt before. You can't
Mm-hmm.
possibly explain it. You hear
Mm-hmm.
people talk about it, but you don't really know until it happens. And like, I want to feel that. I want to experience that, because to me, that's like a divine experience that separates you from yourself. And then you're changed permanently, not only by the experience, but by the fact that now here is this
Mm-hmm.
being that you love more than you
Yeah.
know, and what could kill someone's ego more than that? You know, I don't, it doesn't seem to do it for everybody, but it seems to do it for the majority of people, especially people with like self-awareness and an urge to grow and learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People who aren't assholes, basically.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. What are some of your influencers? Like who are your biggest influencers
Damn.
as far as music goes?
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a lot of influences in a lot of different areas, but Kanye is like number one for me. He has been, you know, most of the last decade. Gone through ups and downs with him, of course, but I feel like lately he's really shown me how to be spiritual and be cool at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't think he's cool right now, but he's always been the guy that kind of goes, here's how you can be this and still be cool. You know what I mean? Here's how you could be a nerd and be a backpacker and still be cool. Here's how you can be a dude who's into fashion and designers and like interior design and shit and still be cool.
Yeah.
Here's how you can, you know, be black skinhead and wear fucking, you know, punk clothes and shit and have Confederate flags in your video and still be cool.
Yeah.
He tried to go, here's how I could be a Trump supporter and wear a MAGA hat and still be cool. that kind of backfired a little bit.
Big time.
Yeah, I wasn't fully riding with him on that one.
No.
But then the Jesus thing, you know, also very polarizing, maybe as polarizing as the Trump thing in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
A lot of people are super turned off by any sort of God talk and Jesus talk. And I grew up in a Catholic school and my parents weren't really religious or anything, but you know, I value what I learned there and shit like that. But I rejected a lot of the like God talk and the Jesus talk just because I went to school like that. I heard all of that shit. Meanwhile, the priests were raping kids, this, that, the other. You know, everybody's attitude.
It's a touchy subject for a lot of people.
It is, right?
It's like when you discuss religion and politics, that's what divides us all. That's what separates us all. So
those two subjects,
yeah,
hugely, yeah.
I'm for spirituality. That's my thing.
Me too, 100%.
Go
So to carry on just about the Kanye thing quick, to see him go full Jesus like that and full God like that definitely gave me those mixed feelings, because he was kind of going in a spiritual all direction. I don't know how much you follow him, but like his album with Cudi was like totally spiritual. His Ye album was pretty spiritual. It was actually going to be called The Spiritual Awakening before it changed the title to Ye. So then he went full Jesus, and I was like, damn, like I don't know how I feel about this. And I listened to it, and to me, it's like he always goes to the extreme for whatever he's doing. And I guess his extreme depiction of spirituality was extreme Christianity, and whatever his manic state was at the time of deciding to do that album.
Yeah.
But to me, it really influenced me, where it showed me that you can still make cool, like banging ass music that is about your relationship with whatever you consider to be God, higher power, spirituality, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And my driving force in life, other than music, is my spirituality, you know. And I've always tried to figure out how to bring those things together. And Kanye being able to make what to me was a cool ass album about like what would have been the lamest subject in the world, it felt real spiritual to me. Yeah. And I was like, I can do that for spirituality. I can try to do that for spirituality, you know? So that's why he's like remained my number one influence despite all the craziness. But I got tons of influences aside from him. I feel like I'm rambling. You've been asking me more questions than I've asked you, man. The fuck? This man's flipping it on me. But I appreciate it, though. I appreciate it. It stimulates me a little bit. Who are your influences?
As far as music or just in general?
Yeah, let's stick with music for now.
I don't even know where to start. Obviously, everybody has their, Tupac and Biggie, but what was really huge for me when I was like 10th grade, I would say Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap, 10 Day. Yo, and that was huge. Crazy. That was crazy, man.
Life changer. When I heard Acid Rain for the first time, and the subsequent 100 times probably, oh my God, man, that. And then, I went down the Chance rabbit hole after the first time I heard it. Holy shit, man. That music feels like I get teleported back to those times when I throw that on,
Yeah, it's just crazy how it's like as far as evolution goes, like look at him back then and look at him now. Like his sound is different, he's different.
I think he stopped doing drugs.
Yeah, he had a kid, and it, like you said, ego, right?
Yeah, I guess
his
so.
ego. He went from a boy to a man. He became a man.
That's true.
And that's what I'm going through right now. I'm a young man, but I still wouldn't call myself a man yet. Still growing every day.
How old are you, if you don't mind my asking on a show?
22.
God damn, bro. Fuck, man. You're young as fuck, bro. Holy shit. I just turned 30. Yeah, bro. Well, shit, man. We were experiencing Chance the Rapper during much different times in our lives, but
for sure.
It is great for me to hear somebody young like yourself be inspired by somebody like him,
Oh, it doesn't stop there. So we got Chance, Top Dog Entertainment, so Kendrick.
Yep.
Schoolboy Q, J-Rock.
Yep. Kendrick's my number 2 after Kanye.
Kendrick, what's he doing now? Like, he's not making music anymore.
I'm sure he is.
He's living he probably is, but he's living under a rock, it seems like. He doesn't, I think he's just smarter than all of us. He doesn't post to social media.
Exactly. He don't say shit. Say shit. He's classy, bro. He's a class act. That's why I love him. He's like
ahead of his time.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. But all TDE, especially during that same time period. Like the time period you're describing was like the major shift in my life. That was like paradigm shift.
Like the 2012.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
2010 to 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
That whole era was like a paradigm shift for me. Because before that, I was like strictly like anti-new rap. I was
I
like
was too.
an old head. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck all this new shit, this, that, the other. I start to hear some of these guys we're talking about now. And I like turned a corner, you know, and I was an artist before that, and it made me turn a corner artistically myself as well, you know.
Yeah.
Those whole group, like ASAP's huge
I
for
was just
me.
about to say that. A couple eight BCs, bad bitch, double D, popping F,
Bro,
G.
peso drop, dog. Oh my god, man! I'm telling you, this was a life-changing period, and this is, of course, for me, like when I was discovering psychedelics at the same time as well. So it was like a whole other fucking realm being opened up, and these guys were dabbling in that shit too. So it's just like it was wild. Flatbush Zombies are on the same.
Oh
time.
yeah, Flatbush.
Pro era,
Pro era.
underachievers. I saw them at a few live shows at like intimate fucking locations and like mosh pit with the underachievers while Flatbush Zombies are on stage and shit.
That's wild.
Yeah, wild.
Never been to a concert, man. I've been to like local shows, you know, like local rock bands and stuff like that. But no, never really been to a real concert.
Whew, goddamn, man.
And you can't go to one right now, so it's like
no.
Shit.
I was gonna say you might never be able to go to a
you might
concert.
not.
You might be
do one from home.
You might be better off not knowing what you're missing, man. Because I fucking already missed concerts, man. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I appreciate you, you know, imagining you as somebody like 8 years younger than me around that time.
Yeah.
Being a kid, basically, listening to some of that music and having the same appreciation.
Keep in mind, never done psychedelics, but
yeah,
that shit made me feel like I was on psychedelics.
You know, it really it exists on that frequency. Like they really found a way to bring rap to that place.
Yeah, that's insane.
And that was like ASAP Yam's kind of vision, you know, it was like infusing the psychedelic with the street shit, with the hood shit, the rap shit.
Mm-hmm.
And ASAP still, Rocky, like really has continued that further and further down that road, you know. Yeah, and Flatbush was about the same thing. And whether or not one does psychedelics, it's more about the messaging that comes with it, in my opinion. Like it was very self-empowering music.
Yeah.
You know, Pro Era, TDE, all of them. It was all about
Mac Miller too, man.
Oh my gosh, shouts out Mac. Big.
XXX Tentacion.
Oh, fuck yeah. Rest in peace to him as well. And when Mac started fucking with Schoolboy and all them and like moved to LA and had that house full of like all the dopest motherfuckers, like Tyler was always there. Like, oh my God. What an era that was.
Hey, Freddie Gibbs too. That's another like current influence of mine. In the past I would say 4 years, I've been listening to Freddie like heavily.
I was very late on.
I even got this on me. Hold on. Where is it? I don't know if the camera's the G right there for Gibbs.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He's good, man. I am late to the Freddie Gibbs party, I have to admit. Like Alfredo was what woke me up. Like a lot of people. I mean, I'm not too ashamed to say it. A lot of people woke up through Alfredo. Yeah. But yeah, I was late to the Freddie Gibbs party, man. But he's fire. He's fucking sick.
Man, I gotta send you some shit of Freddie's.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely. Because I've only really heard some recent shit. Can't imagine 4 years of Freddie, bro.
Yeah. It's been a journey.
You fuck with Nas?
Of course, man.
Yeah, because Nas is who you remind me of. Like when I first heard you, I was like, man, this guy reminds me of Nas, man. Like I don't even remember what song or what verse it was, but the particular verse really had a Nas vibe to it.
You're the second person to ever say that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So that's something I wanted to ask you, is if you like he's an influence of yours, because I picked up on that for sure. Because he's
Illmatic, It Was Written.
Oh, as far as
the best albums of all time.
Pen game is concerned, like he was a major influence on me, like being a young fucking kid and like listening to those albums and paying attention to the rhyme structures and how he like told stories while still doing complex shit with rhymes and stuff like that in the 90s.
They did a study at Harvard University on how he like does his wordplay.
Really?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You got to check it out.
That's incredible. Well,
Yeah.
hey, he deserves it, man, because it's really like some shit being done with the English language that wasn't really done before that, you know?
No, definitely.
Yeah, he really pushed the envelope with
You ever
lyricism.
heard of Shaheem from the Wu-Tang?
No, I fuck with Wu-Tang hard, but I don't know about Shaheem.
I don't think he was a member, but he was definitely affiliated, and he was like 13 years old. He did a video with Big Daddy Kane, Jay-Z, like a whole bunch of guys from some borough in New York. He did a video, like a freestyle, like a cipher. He did a cipher with them, and I would say he had the best verse. Like him and
Wow,
it's a toss up between him and Jay-Z. Jay-Z came
which
hard
is
too,
like
but
anybody gets a toss up with Jay-Z, that's a W.
yeah, for sure. Especially at 13 years old.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. Jay-Z is another one who's a major influence and really became an influence of mine later on. Like I fuck with Jay-Z as the grown man who is looking back on his life, and like, you know, I fuck with that era of Jay-Z. When I was coming up, I didn't fuck with him as much, because I was a huge Nas fan, and to me, like at the time, it was a no-brainer that Nas is better than Jay-Z. Like, why would anyone even compare Nas to Jay-Z? But now it's like I've gotten older and started fucking with more Jigga shit. Like, damn, Jay-Z is really a master.
He is.
And to bring it back to concerts, I've seen them both live. And Nas puts on an amazing show, and it's hype as fuck and shit. But the level to which Jay-Z can hit every single lyric as if it's the studio version is masterful. Like Nas is like running out of breath, and the crowd is singing, and it's hype. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's hype that he's, you know, as old as he is and still jumping around and rapping to the point he's yelling and running out of breath. Like the passion is there and shit. But Jay-Z is like putting in the energy, plus he's hitting every single bar, and he's like 50, every word of every bar, and he's like 50. It was mind blowing.
Yeah, he's nuts, man.
He's really a master.
I did a remix to Dead Presidents.
Whew, I love that beat.
It's out on SoundCloud. I gotta send you that too.
Yeah, you should. That's still one of my favorite, like, old school boom bap East Coast beats. Like,
oh yeah,
ding, ding, ding.
It's so smooth, man.
It's like resonates with the soul, man.
No doubt.
Yeah,
Warren G.
It's crazy. I could talk to someone who's 22 about this shit, man.
Man, I'm an old soul. You know,
no kidding.
I was born in '98, but I should have been born in '89.
Yeah. That would be a more accurate guess. So how do you feel about the rest of your generation?
There's good music and bad music, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like this is what evolution is, you know. Either some people got it, some people don't. I don't even know what to say about it. You know, some people got it, some people don't. Yeah,
I honestly, like, I love a lot of it, and the stuff that I don't love, it's just like I could take it or leave it. Like,
yeah,
I don't hate on it. I used to be the guy that would be like sour about like, oh, this guy didn't even try on this song or whatever.
Yeah,
like I understand more now that it's about the vibe, it's about the energy, you know.
100%.
When that person was in the studio doing that, it was hot. Trust me. Like, you know,
like people don't always like lyrics. That's what the generation we're in. Like people don't always appreciate lyrics. They just appreciate a song they can dance to, a song they can vibe to, they can connect to, they can relate to. You know, so
yeah, and that's
like,
still an art form. You know.
Yeah, it is. I was not a big fan of autotune. I'm still not a big fan of autotune, but T-Pain was cool. You know. But who I really like that uses a lot of autotune is actually Travis Scott.
Yeah, he's probably the best. He's probably the best of the like overproduced new age rap that's like highly electronic, highly autotune. I honestly like a lot of the ways that a lot of the new guys use it. Like I fuck with Lil Baby and Gunna and Young Thug and a little bit of Future, and they all are auto-tuned to shit. But I guess it depends on how they use it. Like to me, it's you almost don't notice it. I almost don't even notice that they use it because it's just such a natural aesthetic that goes with their voices, and they're rapping still. It's not like they're singing. they're just like rapping melodically and doing like melodic flows and shit. And like occasionally, if they'll flex a vocal, the auto tune will kick in. It'll sound dope. So the ways that a lot of the rappers have used it while still like rapping, I do enjoy that. But everybody can't be pretending to be a singer.
No,
And
definitely
use an
not.
auto tune. You know, like T-Pain can actually sing.
Yeah.
T-Pain can actually out sing anybody. Auto tune is an extra aesthetic that he likes on his music. And that's how I feel about like Gunna and Lil Baby and shit. Like they can actually rap. The auto tune is not making them better rappers. They're the one. They're still saying the words. You know what I mean? It's just an aesthetic that they like on their voice. And I happen to agree. It sounds pretty fucking dope for the most part. You know.
Yep. You ever heard Brent Faiyaz?
No.
You gotta check out Brent. All this music. You gotta check it out, man. I'm gonna send you all this tonight.
Yeah, you gotta send me a bunch of shit, man. You gotta put me on game.
Brent Faiyaz, he's my favorite singer. He could sing his ass off.
And probably no auto tune involved.
No auto tune. just skill.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
No doubt.
So let's talk about influences in life.
Honestly, it might sound funny, but I've been listening to Hotboxing with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, man.
He's got a lot of wisdom. He's got a lot of wisdom.
Episode yesterday, man.
He's got a lot of wisdom, that guy.
Oh fuck yeah, and he's been to the other realm, man. Sorry, not to push psychedelics on you or anything, but again, like that motherfucker came back a changed man to that Hotboxing podcast. You know what I mean? After his experiences with DMT.
Oh yeah, his ego died big time.
Yeah,
there's this video of him on YouTube. This interviewer comes into his house and Mike Tyson pulls out all his championship belts, and the guy says, like, how do you feel about these? Are these still important to you? And he says, no, these mean nothing to me. These are these are garbage. They mean nothing to me.
That's the best. Because you hear him being so like, you know what I mean, egoless and wise with that voice.
And he's like, if they're garbage, they mean nothing. Because when you get a certain age, you just want to do stuff for your kids. You want to see your children grow, so your children become more important. And he's true. He's right. You know. Yeah,
man. There's there's something so like graceful.
He's gentle now. Like even did you watch his most recent fight?
With Roy Jones. Yeah.
Like I feel like he was being nice.
He was, and he could have. It seemed like he definitely could have done some damage if he really wanted to.
Yeah, like it seemed like he was holding off. Maybe he's a bit timid now. I don't know. I'm not trying to call out Mike Tyson. I'm not
You said I was timid, motherfucker.
You said I was timid, you little baby face bitch.
I'm coming back just for you. The post fight interview was fucking hilarious, man. Like you never seen somebody so like imposter syndrome. Like he doesn't even feel like he should be there. Like you know what I mean? Like he just doesn't feel like that person anymore. There's no other way to explain it. Like he just ain't that fucking guy, and he knows. You know what I mean? Like it's just so funny, and it's not like he's physically not that guy. Like he came back physically. Like he proved to himself and the world that at his age he could get fit again and be scary as fuck again. But to the end of the day, it didn't change him back into that monster, that person that he no longer is happy with remembering. You know what I mean? When he talks about thinking back to his old self and like hating himself, it's like it's sad because we all admired that champion so much. But it's also so admirable that he feels that way now, you know? Because he did a lot of shitty things and said a lot of shitty things, you know?
He did.
Yeah.
But didn't we all, right? So
exactly. That's why he's somehow relatable despite having the most like extraordinary life imaginable.
Being the most intense man on earth.
Man. Yet somehow you listen to him talk and like you feel like it's a part of yourself. Yeah. Talking to yourself, you know.
Also Joe Rogan. Really like Joe Rogan. He's got a lot of knowledge as well. I was talking to an acquaintance of mine. And I said, how do you feel about Joe Rogan? He was like, he's just all testosterone. He's 100% testosterone.
That's I hate that smear campaign that's out there, man.
Yeah.
Even the other day, after Chappelle tested positive.
Yeah.
I saw a thing, and I fucking barely use Twitter because it's the most toxic thing in the fucking world. But occasionally, I'll get like a push notification from Twitter, and I'll be like, okay, let me fucking read this.
Let me check it out. Yeah.
And then I'm always mad at myself afterward because it was like, Chappelle test positive for COVID after hanging out with Elon Musk and Grimes, who just had COVID, and like there's a picture of like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk and Grimes and Dave Chappelle. And the top fucking like retweet comment, whatever the fuck, it was like, Siri, show me a picture of shitty people being shitty together. And it was like Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, and Dave Chappelle.
What the hell?
Shitty people. I'm like, how like,
haters.
How ill-informed do you actually have to be to call them shitty people? I mean, what, just because they're rich and successful, they're automatically
it's a
shitty
reflection
people?
of self, man. When you're hating on other people, there's something wrong in you.
1,000%, man. And it's taken me too long to learn that. So be thankful that you're your age and you already know that, because I waste a lot of time being hateful and like looking at people more successful than me and being like, how the fuck do they have this and I don't?
Like,
and it's just
comparing their life to yours, right?
Like, why, man? It's like the only reason to ever do that is if you feel insecure.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody who feels fulfilled, feels secure, is going to be looking around going like, fuck this person, for having all that. They're going to go, damn, like I can do that too. Like they did that. Sweet. Like that's great news. That means somebody can do it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's the better attitude to have, and
exactly.
It's like so obvious. Like, why would you waste your time hating?
Yeah, no, there's no point.
And like,
it takes too much energy.
Yeah, no, Joe Rogan, a shitty person, and the whole testosterone thing, and I've heard him called like pure toxic masculinity and shit. Like the guy cries like every
like
3 or 4
every
3 or 4 episodes. The guy's in tears about a story he's hearing.
Yeah,
where's the toxic masculinity? The guy is openly emotional all the time and encourages other grown men to be openly emotional on his show all the time. He's done so much for destroying toxic masculinity, like,
yeah, exactly.
So many men that would be all testosterone and fucking meatheads are now like smoking weed and like dealing with their traumas and fucking like taking vitamin D and like getting off the drugs and shit, and like not partying as much, like taking care of their bodies, getting health tips.
Yeah,
because of Joe Rogan, man. Like, to say that he's toxic masculinity or he's all testosterone, like he's done so much to like change that image for males. Yeah, definitely a major influence for me as well.
And I feel like martial arts has helped him a lot with that.
Because he used to be a dick.
Yeah, he was.
And I was always a fan of him because he was always hilarious, but he was a dick.
Yeah,
he'd tear people up like barely provoked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would tear people up. Always funny, but unnecessarily an asshole. And he's somebody who, like Mike Tyson, talks about that all the time and is like embarrassed by old clips of himself and shit like that. And he's like, I can't believe like I was such a why was I such an asshole?
The internet never fails, man. Once it's up there, it ain't going down.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. But these are the types of people that young people like us should look up to, is people who've been through the ringer, so to speak, and are now going like, hey, all this shit don't really matter. Like what really matters is like what's close to you, what you can do about your immediate surroundings and your loved ones, and all the kind of bravado and climbing the ladder and crab in a bucket syndrome and cutthroat bullshit that goes along with like sort of following your dreams. Unfortunately, like you get caught up in these industries and these shady situations where you have to watch your back, and like all that money and shit, like it really doesn't save you from all of that. You know what I mean? So if you, at the end of the day, if you're not fulfilled, you ain't going to be able to deal with all that shit properly. You're going to fall victim to it, So what they really have shown that like what really matters is that you've done the work inside, you know? to be able to deal with all that shit if you want to be successful, if you want to achieve your dreams. Because if you get successful and achieve your dreams and you haven't done that work, it's an ugly fucking industry and it's an ugly world. And it's full of people that are going to take advantage of people who are just trying to live their dreams, you know? So really, like, having people who are highly influential out there, who are really promoting the idea of like self-work, and doing that inner work and then seeing the results bloom afterward, has been great for me. Yeah, especially somebody who's now like late in the game still trying to make it, you know? It's like, I don't have to feel bad about that because I see that it's been a process. I wouldn't have wanted, and I say this all the time on this show, I wouldn't have wanted to make it when I was 22. Looking back on it now, because I was an idiot, you know, I was an ignorant fucking person. And I may have been smarter and wiser than a lot of my peers, but that didn't make me a smarter or wise person, that I want to be the impression I leave on the world forever, you know? I'm much more happy now having done another decade of work on myself, and I probably have more to go still before I'm good to go. And yeah, it's dudes like that really show that it's necessary. And again, you should be thankful, man, that you got these lessons so young, because it's a beautiful thing, bro.
I gotta thank my older brother for that one. Pretty much raised me. That's my pops. So shout out to Marvy if you watch this. But don't be discouraged, man. You know, there's lots of people even older than you who are just making it now, who are just being heard of, like D Smoke. I don't know if you heard of D Smoke, but he's mid 30s. Dave East, about 28, 29 when he made it. So on, like a lot of people. These are just a couple names I'm dropping, but
yeah, absolutely. It's just it can be discouraging because the height of being hot or being big or being popular is for a young man, you know what I mean? Even yourself, with the lifestyle you currently have with the kid and stuff, you ain't the type of dude that's now going to be out till 4 a.m. every night, you know, doing shows and going to clubs and getting promoted and you know what I mean? Like, that's a young man's game, you know what I mean? That part is a young man's game. You have to be not have attachments and you know, all of that shit. By the time you get to my age, if you're still living like that, you got some other fucking issues, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be still living like that at 30 unless you've been successful, you know? Then do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you still ain't made it and you're my age and you have no attachments and you're ready to go party till 4 a.m. to promote your new single and shit like that, like travel and shit,
by all means, be my guest.
be my fucking guest, you know? So like, in a way, that's why it can be discouraging, because like the industry in a way is a young man's game. But then I realized, like, I don't want to make it as part of the industry, you know? Like, I just want to have my own thing, have my own little following. And even if it's 1,000 people.
That's exactly what I want, man. Even if I'm underground, you know, as long as somebody's watching, that's what makes me happy.
And I have my underground influences too, like people that many people ain't heard of. That are successful. Dudes like Bones and Xavier Wolf and
Xavier Wolf, he's big.
Tons of dudes like that, right? That can sell out shows across America, but also walk through a fucking mall, and people might not know who the fuck they are, right? It's
perfect. It's a perfect balance.
Exactly. They ain't household names at all. They got loyal fans that will show up and show out for them every time and sell out the merch every time. And stream the album every time.
Hey, speaking of merch, I got merch dropping soon. Kely Hendrix merch.
Boom. Kely Hendrix merch plug.
Yeah, it's coming.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. You might have to hook me up with how you get that done too, because that's another thing I'm trying to look into.
I got you, man. I got you.
Good to go, man. I'm going to just have an inbox full of Kely Hendrix intel.
Oh, tonight, get ready.
Yeah, I need it, man. I need it, man.
You're going to get like 50 notifications. Beep, bloop, beep, bloop, bloop.
That's what's up.
Phone gonna be lit.
All right, man. We need you to talk more, because you've gotten me on some shit that I'm passionate about now, and I'm going off. So anybody who's tuning in for Kely Hendrix, is getting Kely Hendrix interviews Ezza. You know what I mean? Which I'm sure is
that should be the title. That should be the title.
Yeah, it's still a good look at shit / Ezza therapy session. You know,
Hey, I'm like Nardwar the Serviette. You know Nardwar the Serviette?
Yeah.
Nardwar.
Oh my god. There's an inspirational dude, man. You ever hear his TED talk?
No, but how is he still alive? Like,
he's old.
He's
He's
so
old.
old.
He's
Like,
been around. I was a kid watching him.
There's footage of him interviewing Kurt Cobain from like 1994.
Crazy, man. Legendary.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, well, it's
so crazy how like I feel like I don't know how he gets his intel. He must ask like people, like say he's interviewing Kanye West. He must ask like Kanye's mom or like
it's gotta be like real close
or
insiders.
His brother. Like there's no way he just knows all this shit.
Yeah, no, and it's and the stuff he picks always like blows their minds in the perfect way. Where like
some people get uncomfortable, like they walk away.
Yeah, that does happen for sure.
Yeah,
but most of the time they're like they can't even be upset. They're just like they're even like they forgot about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're
trying to remember for a moment.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're like, oh shit, I almost forgot that I did this. Like that's so cool that you have this. Like fuck. Yeah. Some piece of their past that they nearly forgot. Like Nardwar's got it for some reason.
I'm not spilling any beans on this podcast, so Nardwar can come back and look a couple years from now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you'll know that I've been talking to Nardwar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he bought the copy. But yeah, man. So 36.9, the Soul Station. Why 36.9?
Why 36.9?
The first thing I think of is 369. Get in line. Give it back it to me one more time. Low. Yeah. But that's not what it sounds like. Anybody? So
no, it
don't sound like that at all.
Those are actually my. I have my numbers read by a numerologist.
Oh, that's dope. I fuck with numerology a little bit.
So 369. Those are my numbers, and it's crazy because my son was born at 6 pounds 9 ounces, and I predicted that. It just shows you what the power of a spoken word can do, because I didn't know how much he was gonna weigh. I was telling my girl, she's like, "How big do you think he's gonna be? I hope he's not gonna be big. I don't want to give birth to a big baby." I'm like, "He's gonna be 6 pounds 9 ounces." So he was actually born at 6 pounds 15 ounces, and then we weighed him about an hour or two later, and he was 6 pounds 9 ounces.
Wow.
So
that's wild.
But yeah, those are my numerology numbers, and I couldn't at the time it was relevant. Like it was just perfect for the album, the Soul Station, because it's all soul music, right?
Yeah.
If you listen closely, mostly the whole album is about my son. If you were to play a drinking game, every time you heard my son's name, you'd be drunk by the end of the album. Bastard.
Well, that's dope, because it does, I didn't notice that, you know what I mean? Like, which is cool.
Yeah.
And like, it sounds like you talk about a lot in there,
Yeah, for sure.
And it's definitely a soulful project. Like it's a, wake and bake.
Hey, the funny part is I used the same YouTube producer for the whole tape.
I love doing shit like that.
Shout out NK Music.
Keeps it cohesive, man. Yeah, big shout out. Yeah, that's dope. So you're working on the short horror film. What else have you got going on musically?
Music video dropping next couple weeks. It's either gonna be Chia Lee or it's gonna be Rapture. Rapture's not out yet. Chia Lee's out. So yeah, man, I love visuals, and I feel like this year I need to do more of that. I only did two music videos last year, so this year I'm aiming for at least 5. I'm gonna release another album. I might release 2 albums. Who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of what I was getting at. These these 2 tracks, are they like just singles that you're focusing on visuals for, or are they going to be part of a project you're working on?
One will be part of a project, one won't be.
Okay, that's what's up.
Chia Lee will not be on any album, but Rapture will be on an album.
Okay, that's dope. And my other question is 36.9 your first album?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Okay,
yep.
That's what's up. Okay, dope.
For those of you who were listening to me when I was like really early in music, like 15, 16 years old, when I first started doing music, I was working on an album called So Many Thoughts. Never finished it. I had about, it was an EP. It was an EP. I had about 6 tracks ready to go. I only recorded 3 of them or 4 of them. So I never actually released that album. But yeah, so yeah, this is my first official album.
God damn. Well, it's good, man. It's good. The shit's sounding nice. So
I appreciate it.
looking forward to the next one, man.
What's your favorite video so far between the two?
Between the two, well, Is Heaven Real? I like even more now because I've seen where it was shot.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, "This is kind of a wavy location, man." Not
Yeah.
actually seeing. I'm like, okay, like they really made that. You really utilized that space very well, you know.
Yeah.
But I do have to say, A New Day. Is it A New Day?
A New Day. Yeah.
A New Day. Yeah. I really love the location of that one, just because of the wilderness vibe and shit like that. The running streams and the trees, the forest.
It's beautiful, and I couldn't have done that without
Yeah.
Evan Bailon and Mitchell. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I'm just gonna call you Mitchell. But oh yeah, shout out to Mitchell because I was actually gonna get seriously injured during the set of that video because I had just a foolish idea, just being Kelly, you know. There was 2 rocks, like, and they're pretty decent. They're pretty decent, like they're pretty far apart, right? And
Right.
and there was a stream in the middle of it, and I was gonna jump from one rock to the other rock. And Mitchell was like, "Yo, I don't think this is a good idea." I'm like, "It's for the video." And he's like, "If you get hurt, like, I'm not responsible." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Fuck it."
Where were you guys?
We were right. If you look back in the video, when I'm laying on a rock, like I'm laying like almost like my head's down. I'm laying on a rock, and I'm rapping to the camera. I was right there, and it was from that rock to another rock that wasn't in the shot, but just a dumb idea. I think I was trying to be Usain Bolt or something. I don't know what I was trying to do.
I was trying to make a superhero move. Well, I'm glad you didn't hurt yourself, man. Yeah, no, me and Skursky, when we're out shooting, we all, like, whenever we're doing some dumb shit, we always go like, "Oh, it's for the art. It's for the art." That would have been one of those "it's for the art" moments.
Yeah, and my teeth are all busted up.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it was for the art,
Shoes
man.
all scuffed up, couple bruises.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, man?
I actually ripped my pants that day. I did like a high kick, but Mitchell didn't put it in the video. I did like a high kick, and you could just hear the audio of my pants ripping, just like just hear him ripping, just
swiftly,
just a big patch, just big hole.
That's fucking hilarious. Now that video, I like it because it's very Ontario, man. Southern Ontario specifically. Like that's one element I love about having grown up around here is that
The
like
scenery, man.
nature trails and shit are always very close and like very well hidden as well. Like you don't know they're there, but they're there.
It's funny because I thought Evan and Mitchell were trying to kidnap me. They're like, we got the perfect spot for your video. I'm like, where is it? We're driving in the Chevy truck, I think it is, or is it a GMC? One of the two. Might even be a Ford. I don't know. It's like an older truck. It's in the video. They're driving the truck, and it's like my first time meeting them. They're kind of quiet. They're like, yeah, we got the perfect spot. We're driving out there. It's just all quiet. It's kind of rainy. I'm like, shit, where are these guys taking me? They take me out to the bush. I'm like, this is the spot. They're like, yeah, this is the spot. They're like, follow us.
You were up watching horror movies and shit
like,
the night
follow
before.
us. I start following them. I'm like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, that's one of those situations for sure. It's like, all right,
funny.
What's going on here? Yeah,
turned out to be a great video though. I'm really happy with the outcome.
Yeah, no, both of those videos are great, man. Like very professional. Like
shout out Val Coles for Is Heaven Real.
Yeah, no, that's sick. That it's not often that somebody's first 2 videos are also like very professional looking. You know, like you don't have looking up your material. You don't have that like 3 or 4 years of lead up material that's shot on your homie's cell phone or like edited on your homie's cell
like
phone.
Like Gucci Mane did back in the day with an iPhone.
Yeah, no, exactly. You get straight.
I remember when I first started rapping, like when I was like 15. I was recording a song somewhere, and this dude was like, "Yo, let's shoot your video right now. Let's do a video right now." He was drunk. I'm like, "Man, we're not doing a video. We have no camera." He's like, "I got an iPhone." He pulls out an iPhone 4. I'm like, "We're not doing a video. Like, it's not gonna happen."
Like, bro, yeah, no, especially not while intoxicated.
May have been 15, but I was not stupid. Yes, sir.
Holy shit, we had an hour, man. That flew by.
Damn.
Well, fuck, man. My apologies to any Kely Hendrix fans who wanted to hear a Kely Hendrix interview. This is very much Ezza tripping balls on the
Kelly,
Ezza Trips
Kelly
balls.
the serviette.
Yeah, Kely the human serviette. But no, I really do appreciate you, man. And I'd love to put in some work with you at some point. We can get some music done. Because again, like the messaging that you have behind your music, I really am vibing with that. And I'm trying to include more and more of that into my work as well. So I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I'm game. I'm all in. Just hit me up and we'll get something in the works.
Hell yeah, man. Let's do it. Let the people know everywhere they can find you, social media, what to look up, all that stuff.
Instagram, Kely Hendrix. Facebook, Kely Hendrix. YouTube, Kely Hendrix. Everywhere, Kely Hendrix.
That's what I like about this younger generation, man. They be keeping it simple, man. They know how to fucking use these tools efficiently. You get somebody who's older, it's like, all right, my Twitter is like, such and such 1985. My so and so is such and such 905. And then
Fisherman,
like,
1,
God.
2, 3, 4, 1962.
AKA
and they're on their phone. Man. They're on their phone like this with one finger. That's how they type. That's how they type. And then when they take selfies, it's all close. Does that look good? It's like I could see your nose.
Yeah.
Your eyes.
Yeah, no, and then they got like 12 of that same selfie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're just swiping right and it's the same.
It's different top, that collar of the shirt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, that's what's up. That's my man right there, Kely Hendrix. Everybody go check him out. Once again, I appreciate having you on the show. And yeah, we'll get some music in soon, man. And I'll be looking out for that Chords movie as well.
Let's do it, brother.
All right, bro. I appreciate you. Have a great one.
Take it easy, man.
Much love.
To take a plane to another plane, to another plane, to another plane, bumping back and not nice while I'm trapping in the rain.